got to put on these whole sections here, pen groove on the underside of over here, and then the pladdles and sheathing again. So it's set up for roof install. Guys are chipping away all day long. Framers are cruising on more trim. Window crew is back. Getting some more units in the front. And I got my spray foam guys up in the attic working on the back side. We've got a big house so we can still do this. We're getting our flash coat for now, just get the mess down. It's always nice getting this done before our ductwork goes in. So that way it keeps everything clean, the guys aren't collapsing it. Last of the door and window prep for all of our metal units. Foaming away out there. Masons are continuing up here. We're flashing. We still don't have our cast stone sills. We've been making wood templates. You're getting the pool house prep now that the timber frame is in. Basically, the underside of these ceiling joists is what we're going to see. We're going to have a board tongue groove that you'll see from the underside. We've got our roof flare on the outside that you're not going to see the boral at all. And then we packed up plywood on top of this, and this all gets covered in a sheathing. And then they'll frame or apply the boral to the underside here. It's nice to do a little concave in the valleys for us. The way they come together, you can really see right there. The outside of the hips have all the bevel. You can see underneath. We're going to have that boral tongue and groove, V-groove profile. You see the stained timbers. And when it hits those collar ties, that's going to be our flat ceiling. This outer wood section you see is actually steel. It's just fully wrapped now. We've got our steel column points, and then to make all these heights work out, I actually welded a hanger to the side of these columns, and then these columns bears on top. We actually had our heights perfect, but the top of these rafters were not lining up perfect with the valley, so we packed these up just to scoot. Make sure everything lined up right. Crazy framing, like I said, so timber. Conventional framing over the finished space, bent steel, and we've got our flare rafter tail detail set up for our crown and everything. This will be boral with the crown and everything, just like the regular house. This gets a timber beam wrap, custom timber beam wrap around there. We've got our cast stone columns that will actually wrap these steel columns. We've got our 6-inch stone that'll run around all this wall right here, and then eventually we can start on this fireplace actually. Cool. So we packed out the bottom of those rafters so that way all this was nice and tight. I don't want to have a gap where the top of that boral was going to be sitting on top at all. I want it nice and tight and clean. So that way when we paint the boral it looks nice. Guys are working on manifolds. So we got everything laid out. We've got 2 different manifold locations, everything all labeled. Brad decided to paint the copper. That looks nice. So right now we don't have really anybody working on the second floor and very few people on the first, just because our spray foam guys are still up there. Since they're starting to work their way across the house, we really want to keep people away from up there. This works out perfect because we got the big basement that all of our mechanical subs are working on right now. This pool house is coming out so good. We changed our detail on the end here on the gable a little bit just because of how the gable return had to look. Michael, our architect, did a good job. Just a quick little return back. So that's gonna look so good. Right now, he's got the bore on the underside. They got it all sheathed. They're getting this section papered, and they're starting to work on the roof flares for the rest of this area. One thing I made sure the guys had was hurricane straps. Almost didn't get them in. Want to put them on the outside while we can. So that way things are locked in. So I know the inspector would ask about them. I'm going to take some pictures before we get all this stuff closed in. So we had our stakeout. We got all of our offsets marked out on site. Now the guys are marking their inside coping points before we start getting this thing dug out. On the pool house, our pool is centered off of there. And then we've got this retaining wall that will be continuous as our infinity edge. Top of cam gallery, exactly. It's our height right where it needs to be. That Bobcat is tired. I used that thing yesterday. It was just worn out. Got, I don't know what year it is. They probably got 20 years of abuse on that thing. But they're making good progress on digging this pool so far. Got their batter boards up, so that way they know where their outer wall is going to be. So even though we found virgin soil, we're still going to get things tested. Just because there's been a couple homes on this property. Window guys are wrapping up the last 2 units over there. Got a cruiseway all installed. The excavators are working on more drains. Framers are still working on this pool house area. Get everything all set up for us. These guys are finally getting the drain of daylight in. Guys are getting the pool set up. Deep end, so they got their bottom drain set up, getting ready for the cover box. Got their scuppers. So they got a lot of real rough end work to do. Lights. A lot of stone actually has to get in here as well. Got the nuke out. Gonna just check our soils here. Great that my excavators are back. I had a whole list of stuff for these guys. So we're starting to get our water line tied back into the house now. It's crazy, we're actually hitting a little bit of rock here. We didn't really hit any in the basement. They got their screening bed down. We already have our meter pit and everything installed because we have temp water on site, but this will be tied back into the house. Window guys are pretty much wrapped up. They got all the windows installed. They still got to finish taping. But they got everything wrapped up. Trim is being installed by the framers. Getting everything run around the roof line. They still got to do a lot of window casing. Haven't started yet. They got everything on the garage. Don't want them to go too much further here until we get all this timber truss section in. And that upper gable can't get done until the timber's in as well. Got our deep end over there. Got our whole cover box set up. They got the bottom pool drains. And this here is for our infinity edge. So this is a full frost wall basically, because from our finished grade down here, this still had to be below frost level. And then things jump up, they do a stone base in here. This area here is actually for lounge area. So they've learned over the years, it's better to do this, create this basket filled with stone, so that way your shotcrete isn't super thick. Because if you do a thicker shotcrete, this will crack over time. And it's just too difficult to leave regular grade in there for that. Plus, because they had to have a deeper back section in there as well. So, starting to see it come together now. Been slacking on video. Guys are working on stuff. So, we're going to be wrapping up the garage very soon, and we've already started on the house side. Site crew is back working on inlets. So we're gonna get the rest of the inlets done on this side of the property. Get everything all backfilled so that way we can start prepping for our driveway base. Framer's been making more progress on the pool house, so they've got things protected. Still not fully done framing. Pool guys are still moving along. It's gonna be pouring a footer later today. We've gone through a few revisions on lighting locations. So we're actually gonna have an on-site meeting tomorrow, going over all these locations. So I'm getting at least the boxes up for decorative. We don't have recessed ordered still, but we're gonna get everything as marked out as much as possible and review our switching layouts. So switching plus lighting locations for everything. And then we're giving a few of our own suggestions, like in front of the stairs, making sure that that light actually lines up with the center of the stairs and other little details. You should have a hard hat on, by the way. You hear that, James?
Yeah.
Just keeps raining every single day. It's like guys are making progress on our inlets in the courtyard. Even though this manhole cover gets around great. And a really cool cobble detail around all this later. All this is backfilled with clean stone and then modified on top. Got our HP Tetra flash on, so masons are moving their way around. We got another quick flash to get on over there, but most of these quick flashes are done. This gable wall right here gets all stone. And then my excavators are cruising on inlets. So we got one there, we got a couple that go all the way to the front part of the property there. Getting pipe in. James down there with a stick. Knuckleheads need to wear hard hats, so. It's got inlets all over this place. It's all designed by our engineer. So like even here's a driveway turnaround before the gates. This one's in the yard area. Kind of continue all around.
Yo le uno de aquí, usted solo de allá, peguen, de abajo. De afuera para el frente, no soy yo.
Guys are getting everything all flashed right. Greg, don't forget the little house shape. Hot one. We're getting some stone set around. These guys, since it's so hot this week, they got their umbrellas out. All the bars done. So the rebar in here for our bench areas and the lounge area. So the bar steps out for a shelf bench area. And there's got a whole infinity edge over on that side. It's all set up.